Hey all, happy isolation. I thought I'd share with you a translation that I did this morning of one of my favorite short pieces by Bertold Brecht. Um, it's called The Buddha's Parable of the Burning House. A little bit of a free translation. I did take some liberties, but I reckon old Birdie would be fine with it, to be honest. Yeah, so here we go. Gautama, the Buddha, taught of greed's wheel, to which we are all bound, and advised that we shed all craving, and thus, free of wants, enter the nothingness that he called nirvana. One day, one of his pupils asked, "What is this nothingness like, Master? We would all be glad to cast off our lusts and desires just as you teach, but tell us whether this nothingness which we should enter is perhaps like being at one with all creation, like floating weightless in water at noon, almost without thought at all, or perhaps like falling asleep, drowsily pulling the blanket across yourself, descending fast. Whether this nothingness is of a happy, pleasant kind, a good nothingness, or whether this nothingness of yours is simply nothing, cold, empty, and meaningless." The Buddha was silent for a long time. Then, casually, he said, "There is no answer to your question." But in the evening, when they had gone, the Buddha remained, sitting under the breadfruit tree. He shared with the others, who had not asked, the following parable. Recently, I saw a house. It was on fire. The flames licked at the roof and tore through the windows. As I approached, I realized that there were still people inside. I went to the doorway and called out, telling them that the roof was on fire and that they needed to get out immediately. But the people didn't seem to be in any hurry. One of them asked me, even as their heat singed his eyebrows, what it was like outside. Whether it was maybe raining, or whether the wind was up, or whether there was maybe another similar house for them nearby. Without answering, I left. These people, I thought, these people must burn alive before they stop asking questions. Really, friends, to him, for whom the floor is not yet so hot that he would exchange it for any other, rather than remaining where he is, to him, I have nothing more to say. This, according to Gautama, the Buddha. But also we, no longer concerned with the arts of patience and suffering, but rather with the art of action, and with the proffering of various proposals of an earthly kind, and beseeching all to shake off their human tormentors. We too believe that to those who in the face of the rising bomber squadrons of capital go on asking too long how we propose to do this and how we envisage that and what will become of their favourite restaurants and gross domestic products and their savings and Sunday trousers after all is done and dusted. To them, there is nothing more to say.